Hello and welcome back everyone to this course. So in this section we are going to be learning about APIs. I'll go through the outline. So first we learn about APIs or application programming interfaces. Then we learn about JSON or JavaScript object notation, which is a way to represent data. Then we learn about REST APIs and then 4 HTTP methods that every developer should know about. So let's get started. So APIs. So what does API stand for? API means application programming interface, and what exactly it is, it's how the front end communicates with the back end. So whenever a backend developer is developing something, what he actually develops is he creates an API and then he documents it and then he gives it to the front end developer. And what the front end developer does is he calls this API, which is hosted on some remote server, and then he sends it some data or gets back some data from it, as the backend developer has mentioned in his documentation. So now moving on, data. So how is data actually stored or represented? Well, the most popular way to do that is JavaScript object notation or JSON. It is just a syntax to store data, and I can't tell you all about JSON right now, but as we go on with the course you will be learning a lot about how JSON is written and how we can actually use it. So now, what is a REST API? Well, REST API stands for Representational State of Transfer, and it suggests to create an object of the data requested by the client and send the values of the object in response to the user. What it actually means is that suppose you want to book a movie or something like that, then what you can do is you can send the data to the server, and the server makes an entry in the database that yes, this guy wants to watch a movie at this point of time, and then it will send back the response to you saying hello, it's saved. So when you go there and go to the movie hall and then you actually make a request to the server and ask him, does this guy have a booking? And the server says yes, this guy does have a booking. So this is how you can interact with the server, right? And REST API is one way to interact with the server. In REST APIs we use something known as GET and POST request and patch request, and of course delete request. And these are 4 methods that every developer should know about, and these are HTTP requests or hypertext transfer protocols. So now, what is a GET request? A GET is request, basically it means that you want to get some data from the server at some specified resource. So any data you have to send to the server has to be appended to the URL of that particular endpoint, and that is the only way you can send some data to the server and you can get back the data corresponding to that endpoint. Now what is a POST request? Now a POST request, as the name suggests, is used to send some data to the API or the server. So suppose you want to actually make a booking in the movie, right? So you have to send some data to the server, right? So you can't just send all the details appended to the URL only, right? So you have to send it in something known as the body of the request. That is where POST request comes in. In GET request there is no body of a request, but in POST request you can send data to the server in the body. Well, a patch request, what a patch request basically is used for is to update something. Suppose you book a movie but then you realize you're not free at that point of time and you want to change the timing. So what you will have to do is you will have to send a patch request to the database to change the timing of the movie. And the delete request, well, you want to cancel your booking, so what are you gonna do? You're gonna just tell the server to delete your entry. And these 4 requests are pretty important, and you need to understand the usage of where to use each of these, and you will get to understand more of these as we go on. Well, thank you for watching, and in the next video we'll be learning about how to actually code all of this. So stay tuned for the next video.